Well, hello, Kerbal and welcome back. Last time we did some stuff. Unfortunately, it's been a day or two since I've played. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit reacquainted with where our space program is. The Stellar 4. I do remember Jeb had died, unfortunately. He gave his life in order to get some data back from the Mun. Huh. How much does that weigh? 0.9. Never mind. I was thinking about removing the engine on the bottom of this, and then just placing side boosters, but it'll just be additional weight and a waste of fuel. What did I unlock? Brand adapter. Don't know if I've ever used one of those before. The tri-stack coupler. Which I might have some use for, but I can't wait till we can use those tanks. What to add? What to add? I might not even really need to add anything. I could try to add this Science Junior here, like right below the pod. Or we could just try and go straight back to the Mun. It's a big one. We're gonna move on to the Stellar 5. I have an idea here that I have to test. Okay. Come on. I know you can snap. Can they not? What the fuck? No. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I don't know why they can snap up top. I don't need 3 of those. Actually, that's not gonna work at all. Just scrap that whole idea. This design still works. Do I have a Rocco Matt engine yet? Rocco Max? No. Okay, so I shouldn't have saved it as the Stellar 5, but we're going to eventually get there. I have to look over everything one more time. That's probably way too many. I'm gonna have to stabilize this somehow. The Stellar 5 is a prototype. Okay. Say, those should break off in time. We'll see. We're gonna launch and find out how this thing runs. I'm worried that it's gonna snap apart once I detach all of the other supports, though. It's pretty stable. I didn't even have my SAS on. And I'm just going to go with the full throttle burn. I want to see how well this does. And it's Bill Kerman. I really wish that these guys would not automatically step up and volunteer themselves. Primarily because I want to save them for, like, really important missions. Maybe not important missions, but rescue missions or something like that. Maybe Bill will get lost in space. If he lands on the Mun and doesn't have almost a full tank of fuel for this, then he's just going to stay on the Mun. I could do a lot of really fun things now that I have all these struts. I've been kind of neglecting their superpower abilities. 20,000 meters. I need to finish some of these ships eventually. I don't need them out there. I think I know what they are, though. I think they're just command pods from stacks that I landed. I'm not going to attempt to turn until we're completely out of the atmosphere. Well, fuck. My finger got a little excited, and I just ended that stage a bit premature. Somehow this survived. I don't know if it sustained any damage, but we're going with it. Bill's a little bit freaked out. Rocket parts are still raining down. Actually, I don't want to aim that low. That'll get me killed. Bill, you better get this ship together. I think I wanted to burn right about here. Somewhere between 40 and 50. Not sure why this thing won't cooperate. There we go. So we've got plenty of fuel. I'm gonna push this maybe until about 600. Because I've already got the speed, so I might as well not slow down until I'm quite a ways out there. Did we lose any lander legs? I lost some of my goo canisters. I'm guessing the rockets flew up and just, like, pinched right above the pod and exploded. We may have lost a battery. Okay, 800. Let's go to 1,000,000. Why not? There we go. And still 50% fuel. Bill, I think you might be the first to land on the Mun and come back. Maybe. If I don't screw everything up, that is. So we'll do another burn here, push the orbit out, and then come back and finish this with a vengeance. Damn it. I thought I knew the button to stop time from fast forwarding, but I do not. Okay. So let's line it up a little bit better than that. This thing is a beast to stop. I'm gonna get it right though, even though we're losing here. We're losing a lot of altitude with me floundering around up there. So I think I'll push this end out maybe to about 300. I don't want to waste a whole lot of fuel pushing it this far out. We've cleared the atmosphere, and 300 now. Close enough. Now from there, of course, we'll want to add more speed, because all I'm doing here is adding speed at the most opportune time in my orbit. And this is just the most basic skill that you need in order to navigate. I still have no idea how I'm supposed to ever get to the other planets. Oh, really? Winamp, why are you not behaving? Definitely not that loud. I have to keep it up. It's of course Soma. You can read all that. Soma FM. They've got, I don't know, something like 30 different radio stations that you can listen to. Is this thing ever gonna turn? Okay. Throttle up. And what do I need? 11.4 million miles out. I better fucking level this up a bit. I hate whenever I get my orbit all the way out here, but it's really lopsided. It doesn't line up. Okay, full throttle. This is taking too long. We have a flag on the Mun. We have a dead Kerbal, well, remains of a Kerbal on Mun. So, coming in at 11.3. Not really on the right plane, though. It still might pick us up. That's 299. Let's fast forward a bit. Before I waste any more fuel, I gotta see if the Mun will ever pick us up into its gravity well. It's nice that it automatically slows it down for me there. I could probably get right... Okay, good, never mind, I don't have to move. Quit. So... Pretty sure what I want to do here is slow down. Because if I speed up, I'm just going to get flung further out. We have 52 minutes until we get pulled right there to the periapsis. Okay. And hell, if I can bring that down onto the surface. Okay. So I might be able to pull in. Oh, but I do not want to land on the dark side. Surely, though, if I land on the dark side, I can just pass time and come back when it's day. Or is the Mun locked facing the sun, where it doesn't rotate? If I land on the dark side, I'm not going to be able to see anything. I didn't install those fancy lights. How much fuel do I have? I don't have enough to waste. We're going to have to come down on the dark side. If I do another burn to extend the orbit and then try to slow down, I'll already be using fuel from my pod. Okay, we'll do this burn here in a minute, but we need to research whatever's in the Science Junior here. The high radiation environment caused a few of the samples to glow. Only 20% of the value, but I can't bring it back with me. So, get out of here. Might as well transmit on these as well. Only 2.8. Because I'm going to have these engines burning for just a bit, which will recharge the batteries. Okay. We're going to be landing on the darkest part of the Mun. Are we going to land right in the middle of that big crater? Okay. How much fuel's left? Still a decent amount. I need to rotate though. I think everything shifted. Wasn't even burning the right way for a bit. Yeah, I don't want to pick up speed here. Slam into the Mun. I'm already going to have to use some fuel from the lander. I'm guessing about 15%. Bill, I'm really going to try to get you back, buddy. These missions get stressful because they take so long. And again, I could cut all this boring stuff out, but for the most part, I'm not going to. Unless I'm relaunching basically the same rocket over and over. Okay. Guess that's as good of an angle as I'm gonna get. Let's begin descent. It's just a shame I can't zoom in anymore. I reckon by the time I need to actually engage my engines again, we're going to be going about 600 meters per second. Where's the Mun? How can I not see it? Come on, camera. Show me the Mun. There's Kerbin. This is kind of creepy. I don't like descending towards a planet that I can't see. Okay, let's find our descent marker. Well, this might be the problem. There it is. It's because it's pitch black that I can't see it. Okay, it's not completely pitch black. And there we go. We're basically going to be coming straight down. Bill, the easy part's over with. It's pretty simple to fling a rocket to the Mun. It's a little bit more difficult to land on it. Light yourself a kipper, Bill. All Kerbals are sent with a box of the finest. And they do smoke one for the Duke. He was a test pilot for jets and some of the early rocket programs. And we still really don't know if any damage was seriously done to the pod up here whenever all of those rockets exploded. Still think something bad is gonna happen. Are you chill, Bill? I'm not gonna speed up time, even though I do need to look into slowing it down. Okay, we might not come down exactly in that crater. This is gonna be so fucking difficult. Bill, you could not have chose a better place to land. I am blaming him. Also, I need to get this rotated right. The SAS on. I need to make sure that my controls are going to react how I expect them to. We're going to be going much faster than I thought. So, you know, if anything, we did learn that we need to add more parts to our shuttle here. Did I even unlock any of those lights? I don't think I did. Now that I'm thinking about it. But those lights would be really useful. Okay, I could speed it up a little bit. Get ready, Bill. At 80,000, we're going to begin final burn with this stage. Actually, make it 85. We're still going we're going really fast. Okay. That might get us down maybe to about 200. This is gonna, no, not even that. Okay, separate it. And just drop for a while. I think we'll begin a burn with this engine probably at about 40,000. Again, I really don't know where the ground is, though. It's not like this is going to tell me 0 meters whenever I touch down. It's going to tell me 200, 500, maybe 1,000. Can't believe I lost a battery. The goo pods I can understand, but that battery, that's really close. That just hugs the rocket. Okay, Bill. Get ready to ignite the engine on the lander. Let's hope it still fires. $10,000 meters to go. 5,000. 2,000. 1,000. And go. Okay. I had to think about that for a second. I cut him. Bill, you're probably not coming back. Okay. How much did Jeb have left? He only had like 20%, right? He might have been able to get into orbit, which would be easier to recover than having to send a recovery team to land on the Mun and then come back. And those pieces are just picking up speed. It's a shame they won't put on a really good light show when they do blow up. I think we'll begin another burn at about 12,000. Can't really tell where the ground is, so... just do it nice and slow. Put the gear down. $7,000. We better pick this up a bit. Okay. I don't think we could survive an impact at this speed. 4,000. Yeah, it's pitch black to me too, guys. All I can see is the glow of my batteries. I can see some rocks. If I'm seeing rocks, it's... damn it. And I'm moving sideways too. That is one thing I don't want. Down 1,800. I think we're in the crater. Speed up your engines a bit. Throttle up. It's like I can see the ridge there. We're dropping down into the crater. Shit, there's the floor. Okay. Cut the engines for a sec. Gotta balance this out. Where's the fucking ground at? Have I landed? Am I sliding? What the hell's going on? Oh shit. I was still falling. I couldn't tell. Okay, nothing blow up. You can stop sliding anytime. I think some batteries have been ripped off. Okay. We're good. Does the self-righting mechanism still work? Say it's a feature in all Kerbal modules that are small enough. We have 50% fuel left. Okay. Our electric charge is going down. We don't really have enough power to broadcast anything. Let's get down. Yeehaw, Bill. I hope it's not cold back here. Plant a flag. Maybe. On landing number 2. Bill Kerman. It was the Stellar 5, I think. Hope so. Did he dig his way out of the hole? We don't know. We need a surface sample. is from Munn's northwest crater. The ground materials appear to be a combination of basaltic rocks and breccia. We'll keep that. EVA report. You look up and search the sky for carbon. Suddenly you feel very small. Interesting. What is that? Oh, that's my flag. I was like, what piece of the shuttle broke off? How fucked are we? I really don't want to go too far. It's tempting, but I can't see anything. And if I lost the glow of these batteries, I'd be doomed. Okay, Bill. If I can find the hatch. Easier than I thought it was going to be. So, we have 50% fuel. I'm not entirely sure the best way to remedy this. Part of me wants to do just a straight burn. Straight out into space. And hope that we can somehow have enough fuel left if we can possibly escape Munn's gravity to shrink our orbit and crash back into Kerbin. You know what? I don't even know which direction Kerbin is. But full engines, let's go. I guess that's not a straight burn. 27. Okay. I'm gonna angle it a bit. Keep burning. You might make it home. Oh, come on. No! Damn. We only got to 506,000. Well, Bill, yeah. I'd be a bit panicked too right now. We do have some electrical charge. We'll keep that. Let's review the stored data. Scientific value of 32. Let's broadcast that and that. We're going to get some science out of this. 16 science. Please tell me I have enough charge. Okay. 60 science. Crew report. It looks really beat up with craters. We'll transmit that. It's 100%. I didn't even know I could do that. Yeah, code red, Bill. Sensors indicate you are not going to survive this. Is he going to at least get in the sunlight? No. It's going to impact near the South Pole. Cut the throttle. There's nothing left. Bill, how would you like to go down with your ship? But like, on the outside of the ship. It's time for an EVA. No! Bill, why did you let go? Oh, I can repair the leg and stuff. That's cool. Bill, you can't do anything. You're totally screwed. EVA report. Better transmit that. Yeah, you cannot communicate. You cannot even let them know that you have jumped out of your command pod. This is Bill's music video. Smoke a kipper for the skipper. He's going down. Here we go. think he accepts his fate right now. Getting one last look at the sun with his own eyes. Bill, it's possible you could disconnect your air hose and fly back. Look at that motherfucker. He knew what he signed up for. That's why he jumped in the pod to begin with. There's no greater way for a Kerbal to die than in basically battle with the universe itself. I don't think Kerbals have wars. They're a purely scientific species. And death in the pursuit of knowledge. I do feel bad for the poor guy. I'll try not to fast forward through his final moments here. And the sun sets on Bill. The same as it set on Jeb. Goodbye, Kerbin. Well, I guess that means there's no recoverable vehicles, huh? So, let's close this mission out. We'll actually go back to the Space Center. Rest in peace, Bill. You planted a flag, at least. Your memory will endure. We have 123 science. Whew. I could get the Rocco Max Fat Fuel Tank now, which would make it that much easier to get to the Mun. And I could focus more weight on science parts and the lander. Additional fuel tanks, RCS thruster. More science. I don't care about aerodynamics. Or really flight control. My ships fly pretty good. Rechargeable batteries and solar panels and lights. It's tempting. But that doesn't help me get back from the Mun. Which is what I really need help with now. Give me a Rocco Max Poodle engine. Engine max power is 220. Max power is 200. Okay, so I guess the Poodle engine isn't really anything to laugh at. 220 is pretty good thrust. Rocco Max fuel tank. I guess I'm just gonna have to get heavy rocketry. Because we need a big rocket to get us to the Mun. And this will be the true Saturn V. Actually, we'll make this the Saturn VI. The Saturn V can be in memory of Bill. He was the only pilot. And after his death, we made drastic changes to the Kerbal space program. Put that on. And then these big bad mama jamas. How many? 4 of them for now? No, not that engine. The Poodle. And put an SAS here. Can't have enough of those. Of course, we're going to have 6 engines on the outside. This thing might be able to fit more than that. And they're not just going to be the throwaway engines. Could I do more? No. Could I really do this? That was not in my game plan at all. To begin with. But now it seems like the best possible idea out there. We gotta try it. I should probably rename it from the Stellar. It's a completely different rocket now. It's apparently acrobatic too. We could have different landers attached at the very tops here, which is an interesting concept. Just duplicate. No, I want to... That's right, I can't just move this one around. Anyways, I want to duplicate this and put it on all of them, but that might be overkill. I'll put that, but I don't think it's gonna help. Science. Don't really need any of that. I don't need comms on my shuttle. I call that my shuttle because that's when stuff gets serious. That's when it's one Kerbal versus the universe. When you're just in this little dinky, flimsy thing trying to find your way back home. I could put more rockets to boost on the outside of this, but that would probably be overkill. I do need structural support. Probably at the bottom. And then one from each of these rockets so they don't slam into the center there. Again, I don't know what good that would do. Yeah, actually I have a better idea. We'll put these there. And then SAS on the top of all of those. And then on the top of that, nose cones. Now we're more stable and more aerodynamic. Yeah, this isn't the Stellar 6. There really is no Stellar 6, I guess. Yeah, this is the Thrustmaster 1. That's all it has is thrust. It's probably going to blow up on the launch pad. Need all engines except this one firing. We'll save the middle one for the very last again. Okay. Then this separates and that engine goes. Okay, let's just go. We can work out design flaws as it happens, like always. This thing is insane. SAS on. And okay, so it's obviously not a very graceful beast. It's probably way too heavy. That's a lot of fuel, too. So, time out for a second. Say, that might be enough to help. Probably not. But I've got to try it anyways. Okay. I don't know what action groups are, never used them. And Jeb's back. Do they get reborn? Gus Kerman, you can go. Jeb, you're dead. You're dead. I'm gonna set you off in a Hall of Fame somewhere. Just give you your own little lander, land it next to the base, and leave it. You shouldn't be here. We don't accept clones. Round 2. Go. Okay. We can wobble. I'm gonna remove one more fuel tank, and then I'm just gonna scrap this whole idea and go back to the Stellar 6, because this is ridiculous. Okay, they're all still linked right there. And that's probably good enough. Our engineers suggest that we don't need to spend any more time on R&D. Just put it on the pad. Hopefully, the FPS in this video has been improved. And no. The Thrustmaster series is a complete failure. Let us never speak of it again. I will, however, be still getting rid of all that and going with a Thrustmaster design, a Rocco Max. I'm just gonna call it the Thrustmaster. Rocco Max does not doesn't appease me at all. I don't want to say it. Now I'm gonna put 5 of these on here. Okay, maybe just 4. I have to believe that 4 can work. And then what do we want to use for thrust? Do I want to use cheap disposables? No, I don't. No. That never happened. I do like these, though. They're reliable, dependable. They've got thrust vectoring. And we can stack on 8 of them. Might as well. So I'll probably need plenty of these. Some nose cones on. Before I add any utilities or go into any fine tuning, we're gonna test this. Okay. So let's make sure this is set up right. Ooh. That's gonna be taking a lot of weight on it. I actually want you to fire at the same time, then all of those can break. And whenever I'm ready, that one can go. Okay. Yeah, this is still the Stellar 6. It's basically the same design idea. Just beefed up a bit. And Jeb, you motherfucker. I'm half tempted. I don't know what to do with him. He's uncontrollable! Pretty good so far. At least we're actually gaining altitude, instead of wibble wobbling all over the place. Can I get any science? No. Point 1. This engine is gonna last forever. I really don't want to send Jeb back to the mud. You know, I could still do a lot more with this rocket design, I think. I think I could have another tall stack right here, So once this is done, I could separate and have like 3 or 4 fuel tanks to burn, and then fuel on the lander as well. Moment of truth, we're about ready to see if this big beast can lift everything on its own. We're not out of the atmosphere yet. Get ready to separate and go. We are slowing way down. This is kind of what I was worried about though with the poodle. We're gonna see though. It's not the most exciting flight in the world. And turning here might have been the death kill, but the death kneel. We'll angle over to 45. It controls surprisingly well. It's the sports car of my rocket ships so far. Maybe not in speed, but hey, at least we're not losing speed. See? Told you. Well, we've still got plenty of fuel left. Just hang in there, Jeb. All you're doing right now is skimming the surface. Dragging your butt right across it. And he's happy as hell. He doesn't care. Drag that butt, Jeb. You fucking ghost. I'm not sure this will be enough, though. We're just not gaining enough speed. Should I follow this? Because right now it looks like I'm going to be falling straight down and dying. But I've not actually been gaining any altitude. This is the most boring rocket flight of all time. Yeah, I can't follow it now. Because if I follow it under the horizon there, I'm doomed. In fact, I need to angle up more. You can see my downward speed right here. And there we go. I'm gonna try and stop this. If I hit the atmosphere, I'm fucked. It'll drag me back down. But hey, Jeb, you don't need to go to the mun anyways. You've already been once, you greedy bastard. Someone who knew how to design rockets would definitely not be having anywhere close to as much fun as this. All I'm gonna end up doing is creating Jeb in a very low orbit. And he'll be stuck there. And that's fine, because maybe that's where he needs to be. And then we can rescue him later. It could be like Ninja Turtles 1. Somebody dies, we send him up, have to rescue him. And then, hey, they're back. They can go on regular flights until they die again. But only for Bill, Jeb, and Bob. This rocket. I think 3 fuel tanks might be better. For a lot less weight. This is a good way to end the video, though, nice and peacefully. No rocket explosions. Just Jeb being stuck in an orbit, probably not very dissimilar to the space stations, the ISS. It's gonna have a fantastic view of Kerbin. Who knows, maybe eventually someday we'll build a space station onto his pod. And then he can be the commander of the space station. See, it's all about plans. You don't have to view it as a failure. Just make it a stepping stone for something greater. Down to about, what, 20% fuel? I don't want you thinking you're gonna actually escape here, Jeb. Because I will use the fuel to pull him back. He's gonna be in a very low orbit by the time we're done here. So this was not a very good rocket on my part. I don't want to lose speed yet. What I'll do is I'll eventually decelerate and shrink the orbit really tight. For now, I need to actually get into an orbit. Yes, I'll be shrinking that. Good. 153, 189. Now I want that lower, so, because I wasn't paying attention, we need to shrink this. We'll put Jeb at 100. No, 100 might be too high. How about 80? 80, yeah. I have to really think about it. Where do I want Jeb to be? Maybe 85. Okay. And now once we get back around to the other side, we'll shrink this one down. And hell, maybe I'll even leave his fuel tanks attached for now. Those might come in useful later. No, I don't want to speed up. Quit trying to escape, Jeb. You're not going to the mun. So hopefully this one doesn't shrink too much. No, that's definitely not the right way. I'm trying to make that just hover. Get this down to about 80. I'm losing this. 84. 83. 87. 81. It's not going to be perfect. 79 and 86. I could do a little bit of tweaking on it, damn it. How much fuel do I have? Still like 10%. I might have been able to get Jeb to the mun, but not slowed down. Do one more little burn here. That's 79, 86. See, I need to be just about dead on target. way I don't lose here. $80. Shoo. That is just so fragile. They're about ready to flip-flop is why. 79, 78. That's close enough. There's 100 meters difference between them. Still got about 10% fuel left. And we can just cruise along now. So Jeb, you're the first part of a future space station. Maybe. It's very unlikely that I'll get that far in this little series. I don't want to dedicate a whole bunch of time to career mode only to have to come back to it after they patch it a whole bunch and make it even more awesome. They've got to add cost in at some point, right? Maybe some type of training school to train your Kerbals. I don't know what they're going to add. But whenever we come back, we're going to be redesigning this rocket, and we are eventually going to land on the Mun and come back. It's only a matter of time.